Okay, we'll call to order the Raymore Park Board regular meeting for Tuesday, January 28, 2025. Can I get a roll call, please?
Member Keys.
Here.
Member Mapes.
Here.
Member Cooper.
Here.
Member Troutman.
Present.
Member Manson.
Present.
Member Wilson. Members Collier and Scott are absent.
We'll now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Why we gotta do this right now?
All right, seeing no personal appearances, I will ask for approval of the consent agenda, December 10th, 2024.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill.
I move we approve the minutes from the December 10th, 2024 meeting
Okay.
as printed.
Okay, second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, hearing a first and second, any discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to vote. All those in favor? 6-0, 2 absent. Okay, we will move to staff reports. Director, when you're ready.
Thank you, sir. I'll ask Mr. Brennan to do a recreation report.
Thank you, sir. Members of the board, I have submitted a written report. I did want to highlight a few items and a few items that are not scheduled to take place for about 4 to 6 weeks. That first being our spring craft show. It is not scheduled till March 8th. I mention that though because our vendor booths are completely filled. We offer 98 available spaces. All of them have already filled up. Back in November, we had our holiday craft fair, and I believe we were at 89. So we small increase from the holiday craft fair, and so that event just keeps getting bigger. The other items I wanted to highlight was our Tiny Sports program. Those of you that were able to attend our rack ribbon cutting got to kind of see a little bit of our Tiny basketball program. And if you haven't had the opportunity, it's a great time getting to watch those 3 and 4 year olds run around and play the best that they can. Actually, Superintendent Rulo attended and said it put him in a good mood for the entire weekend. So I did ask Director Mustine to have him attend the rest of our tiny classes. But our tiny soccer programs and our tiny t-ball classes, those are open for registration. They don't start until April, and then t-ball is late May, early June. We've already had a few of those classes fill up. So athletic coordinator Nick Cook, he is actually working with his instructors to find days during the week to open up additional classes, because we usually, every year, last couple of years, we've had kids on the waiting list that were not able to take part. So with that, that concludes my staff report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Superintendent Brennan? No? Thank you, sir. Director?
Thank you. I'll have Superintendent Rulo do a parks report.
Thank you. I submitted a written report, but wanted to touch on just a couple other things. Now that the weather finally broke and it's halfway warm out, the guys have been able to get out and start trimming up a few more trees that have been falling down through the storms and stuff. We're able to clean up the backyard a little bit, so you can actually get stuff in there. And we've had a couple guys down at the rack yesterday and today going around the walls, fixing little holes, patching them, painting them. So hopefully, if you saw any this weekend during the tour, hopefully the guys found them, and they'll be all looking nice and pretty by the end of the week. So with that, I would take any questions.
Any questions for Superintendent Rulo? No? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Director?
Thanks, sir. I've submitted a written report. Just a couple things. Today we were privileged to host the Chamber Luncheon as part of our Chamber Champion partnership. So always good to have those folks with us. It was a large gathering today. They had a lot of folks there. So that's always a great time. Also, just want to thank you guys for attending Saturday, those that were able to make it for our, I think actually everybody was able to make it, for our ribbon cutting. The council was very complimentary of that last night during their meeting. And so just appreciate you guys supporting us and what we do and showing up for those events. Makes a difference to the council, and so appreciative of that. Also, the Economic Development Department has issued their 2024 annual report. Those that remember last year on their 2023 report, they won an award for this particular document. Those awards are announced later, but this is this year's. I got a copy. You guys can look at it later in our work session. And outside of that, we have our upcoming and towards the end of February, our state conference, which myself, Todd, Cecilia, and then Alex Garcia of the Communications Department won a scholarship to attend with us this year. So that'll be our crew going to the state conference this year. And with that, I conclude my report. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for the director? Awesome. Thank you for the reports, guys. We have no unfinished business, so we'll move into new business. Director?
Thank you, sir. I will ask Mr. Brennan to present this staff report, please.
Thank you, sir. Members of the board, we are presenting a updated copy of our partnership policy. It's been a while, but some of you may remember we presented this during a work session last year. From that meeting, we took your recommendations and made adjustments to the policy and are presenting it here tonight for your approval. With that, that concludes my report, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Okay. Everybody get a chance to look at those reports. Any questions? Okay. I'll look for Bill. Go ahead.
All right, I move we accept the policy review on 100.015 partnership policy as stated.
Thank you for that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay, we have a first and second. Any conversation? Looking good. Let's go to vote. All those in favor? Passes 6-0. 2 absent. That's all we have under policy, right? Okay. This new form up here is kind of throwing me. All right, next we're going to move to board elections. At this time, I will call for nominees for board chair.
Mr. Chairman,
Bill.
I nominate Patrick.
Okay. Patrick Keys has been nominated for board chair. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no one else, we'll go ahead and go to vote. Yes. Oh, do you accept that?
I do.
You realize it comes with a $350 fee, cash fee. Do you still
I
accept
have
it?
plenty of change.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, he has accepted it, so we'll go to vote. All those in favor? Okay. We have 5-0, 1 abstain. Would you like to speak to why you abstain, Patrick? I'm just teasing you. Well, he didn't give it to me up front. Okay, next we'll move to board vice chair. I will ask for any nominations at this time. Okay, at this time, I will nominate Christopher Scott. Any other nominations? Okay, so do you want me to run to Chris's house and see?
We've actually spoken to Chris before his vacation, so he is aware of the nomination and does accept.
Okay, awesome. All right, so all those in favor? Passes 6-0, 2 absent. Very easy. Public comment? Seeing none, we will move to board member comments. I'll start with you, Patrick.
Just wanted to reiterate this past weekend at the net cutting at the rec center. A lot of fun. It was really good seeing everyone out there, seeing the the little ones getting after it. You guys have done a great job with that building. I know it's still not complete, but it's really good with all the storage and all of that. I think that was something that needed to happen on the addition, so really good job there. I'd be remiss in not saying congrats on selling out the craft fair, as my wife has taken one of those spots, so good job.
Thank you, sir. Mike?
Well, thank you all for being here for my first meeting. I appreciate that. I too was at this city council meeting last night, and they were all very appreciative of the RAC and what we've added to the second part of the center there, and encourage folks that when it starts warming up here to be sure to get out and enjoy our park system. We have a really nice system here, and it's definitely will add to the quality of life for folks once they get out and enjoy, take advantage of what we have.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Dan?
No comments today.
Okay, thanks, Dan. Ken?
I have nothing to add.
Okay, thank you. Bill?
Oh, I have something to add. First off, we had a good example of the partnership, the policy at the luncheon this afternoon. Originally, there was, I believe, prior to the luncheon itself, there were 90 that registered, and I think we had more than that in attendance. So it was an excellent turnout and an excellent example of how a partnership should work between parks and private enterprise. I also want to thank Steve for his tenure as chairman, as rocky as it was at times. And I feel that Patrick will continue in those, and he probably will continue in that mode. But overall, I think Steve has been an excellent chairman for the years that he served, and I couldn't find a better person to work with. And with that, I will modestly turn off my mic.
Thank you, Bill, for so many things. Last night, one of the city council members, and unfortunately I forgot who did it, but they had mentioned that we don't, actually I think it was the mayor, mentioned that sometimes we don't give enough credit to a lot of people. And I think sometimes we're guilty of that as well, because it just runs so well that we kind of forget people. So I kind of made a list here. It's only about 6 pages long, but I'll try to get through it quickly. Some people to thank, and I realize I've left some off, so it is what it is, but these people are always championing the park board, and I couldn't be more proud of this park board, so I start with you guys. My time as a chairman was made easy because of you guys. Had nothing to do with me, it was you guys. Bill for training me, you guys for walking side by side with me, so I appreciate that. Mayor Turnbow, City Manager, Mr. Fearborn, Assistant City Manager, Mr. Murdoch, City Council, Nathan, Mr. Rulo, Mr. Brennan, your staff, the coaches that give their time. Somebody brought that up again. I think it was the mayor. How much time they give up, and they're not paid for it, but they keep making our program better and better. So thank you to them. Thank you to the parents and the players for trusting us. Our numbers keep growing. Every time I hear it, just warms my heart that we're going to expand Tiny's, because more and more people want to get in that program because they hear how great it was. If you were there Saturday, and most of us here were, those kids were running around and having a great time. So appreciative of the parents and the players as well. So that is all I have. So I will ask for a motion one last time.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Bill.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Okay.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Hearing a first and second. All those in favor? All right. Meeting adjourned, 6-0, 2 absent.